or Auburn, Truck Smart. Your truck's gonna love them.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Thousands of stores across the country are pulling brand name cold and allergy products off the shelves. Why? Because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Navage uses suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril to help suck out allergens, mucus, and germs. Nasal irrigation works, and Navage makes it quick and easy, but more than anything, it helps you breathe better. Don't waste your time or money on products that are ineffective. Trust drug-free Navage for fast relief to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
It's Carmichael Day with a Fire Wings announcement. The Floor and Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month, you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 crew cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
And what about those brand new Dodge Hornets everyone's talking about?
This month, you can lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT plug-in hybrid for only $199 a month for 27 months. That's over $5,500 in total savings.
Now is the best time to get the vehicle you need at Hoblet. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factory rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699,991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash, must purchase qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer, and 500 first responder cash for members of eligible first responder association only. No payment for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 5,500 total net savings after 2,000 factory rebates and 3,500 dealer discount. 27-month lease with 3,995 due at signing plus tax and license fees on approved credit through Ally Financial. 7,500 max miles per year, 25 cents per mile for excess miles. 20 each net savings.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee.
You got me here?
Giving back and making a difference in the lives
Yeah, you
of
got
little
me?
children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves.
It's a-
All
you're-
toys
yeah,
will
you're
benefit
here.
children's
Yeah, no,
health.
that's-
A wonderful local
I'm here,
foster
program
charity
it,
here in
can't
Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530 Good Air.
Wait,
to
say one
schedule
more
your
time, give me one more
appointment.
thing.
Book online at
Yeah, what do you want?
goodguysheatingandcooling.com.
4 or 5.
Cool, I just want to
All
make sure you can
from
hear
the
us.
Good Guys family.
Yeah, I can hear you.
7618.
All right, cool. We're starting here in about 40 seconds.
Greetings, plant-loving families. Celebrate over a century of green thumb magic with E.B. Stone.
Even a Grinch like me can't resist the magic of E.B. Stone.
Dive into planting bliss with Edna's best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Your little plants will flourish into jolly companions for the holidays.
They might even warm this Grinch's heart.
Visit ebstone.org for tips, products, and festive locations near you. Wishing you a season of joy and flourishing greenery. Ho, 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 ho!
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
That's right. It's Friday in Sacramento. Kevin Whitey Gleason, and in San Francisco, getting ready for his pregame duties for the Kings and Suns after his one-day Harrison Barnes sabbatical. Kyle Draper joining us. Are you ready to go? Did you get your head in a good place after the slings and arrows of Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm in a much better place, man.
Good for you.
I went for a long walk yesterday. You know, it was raining, no umbrella or anything. I just wanted to absorb the environment and be one with nature yesterday. After all that Harrison Barnes slander, man, I had to take yesterday off. It was rough, man.
I don't want to start us down that path already, but I will say this. Jerry was in for yesterday. Jerry had some interesting things to say about that. Just real quick. I don't mean to open that can of worms, but Jerry said, and I'll bet you'll agree with this. He said, Harrison Barnes is like one of their most efficient shooters. You look at his points per shot, it's really good. And maybe it's incumbent upon certainly him to a degree, but also the team to maybe get him a few more shots. And that was one view that I really hadn't heard on Harrison Barnes.
Hey, I like Jerry. I agree. And Mike Brown outed himself saying he doesn't call any plays for HB. Mm-hmm. Maybe he should. Maybe he should.
Yeah. The in-season tournament, we know it's been a success. We had some numbers yesterday. The viewership is up locally and nationally, and attendance is up. And I know, Kyle, we've been singing the praises of the in-season tournament, but especially if you're a Kings fan, yesterday, last night, that was hard to watch, wasn't it? From a Kings fan standpoint?
It was a double kick in the gut, right?
That's it.
As much as we love Tyrese Halliburton, seeing him winning and advancing, it got to make you feel a certain way. That's one thing. And then the Pelicans just roll over and play dead like LeBron James and the Lakers are their masters. I'm like, this was not the same Pelicans team that rolled in the Golden One Center, clicking on all cylinders, hitting all their threes. I'm like, what happened to that team?
Yes, right.
And so LeBron and the Lakers advancing, Tyrese smiling. He's the darling of the NBA. Yeah, it's kind of tough. A tough Friday if you're a Kings fan.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the Tyrese thing goes, I love Tyrese. I know you know him. Wonderful guy. I don't really have a hard time with seeing him play well. You do kind of, he used to be here, but I love him. I love watching him play. What bothers me is I know every time he plays really well on a national stage, there's going to be those idiots, especially nationally, that are going to come out and say, well, maybe the Kings should have kept him. It's like, brother, you don't understand. That was not an option. It was not an option. That drives me crazy.
It drives me crazy, too. And, as I was driving down here, I'm in San Francisco getting ready for pre and post game. I was thinking about it. And, we say it's a win. It was a win-win. It was exactly what both teams needed at the time. Now, if you want to, if Tyrese turns into a Hall of Famer 20 years down the line and we can look back, maybe, those people who weren't present at the time don't understand why that trade needed to be made. But you're right. There was no other move involving Indiana that did not include Tyrese Halliburton. And if you ask Monty McNair, if you ask, Kevin Pritchard out there in Indiana. Yeah. Would you do it again? I bet both guys would say yes.
Right.
And that's the thing. And, as great as Tyrese is and as well as he's going to play, every single time, Whitey, you're right. Every single time he goes for 20 and 10 or his team wins a game. Yep. See, they should have kept Tyrese. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't about keeping Tyrese. It was about moving this team forward. If they still had Tyrese on this roster right now and no Domantas Sabonis, we would not be sitting here talking about a playoff caliber team.
Right. And as we know, the Kings got to the playoffs, as you just said, because they got Sabonis for Tyrese, and the Pacers are playing well. And when they had both, when they had Tyrese and when they had De'Aaron Fox, it didn't work. So, yeah, that's what drives me crazy. I understand, Kings fans like, oh, gosh, it stings a little good for him. But the fans say, oh, see, the Kings blew it. That's not – you don't understand what happened. And the other thing, as you pointed out from last night, that wasn't the same Pelicans team that was at the Golden One. I wonder if they literally were even the same guys. And then you had Zion saying after the game, I need to bring a little more intensity. It's hard to stomach after watching that.
It was, man. And he's like, yeah, maybe I was a little too chill last night. And, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like this, first of all, it's the in-season tournament semifinals. Why are you going in there all nice and chill anyway? Like, it's clear that you still have some growth to do when it comes to winning basketball. And I'm still waiting for Brandon Ingram to hit a shot.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't miss against us.
I know. Eyes closed. He wasn't even looking at the basket against the Kings. That's going in. Yeah.
Remember after that game, man, we came in the next day and we're like, man, this guy's like Kevin Durant. I mean, he's the second coming of Kevin Durant. He had 9 points last night. Like what? And I know the Lakers. I think they're going to be a good team. They're a good team. I get it. But no one played well for the Pelicans. I mean, it was night and day. We were ready to anoint them. If I'm correct, Whitey, we said on Tuesday that the Pelicans might be a better team than the Kings.
In all fairness, I said that yesterday. I don't think you. I remember you saying you're not willing to go that far.
Mark you're owning that one. Good. I'm glad you're owning that
I
one.
did. Mark Spears came on and he said, that's a team that could go to the conference finals. Yeah. But then yesterday, it just wasn't the same team. Not the same team.
Not the same team. And I'm looking at the plus minus, and we understand plus minus is sort of skewed. Obviously, it's not the best stat. But when you have Zion minus 33, Ingram minus 33, CJ McCollum minus 38. Like, what happened? Those guys didn't miss anything at Golden One Center on Monday. It's frustrating. It sort of reminds me of the playoffs last season. You lose to the Warriors, and then the Warriors go against the Lakers, and they get spanked up. And you sit there and think all offseason, man, if we could have just got to the Lakers, if we could have just played the Lakers, we would have beat them. Same thing here with the in-season tournament. It's like if we could have just got past the Pelicans, we would have got our shot at the Lakers, and who knows, we could have beat them. We could have shown, I guarantee you, we would have shown a better fight than what the Pelicans did last night.
I got to be honest. Who was it that you said was minus 33? Was it Ingram was minus 33?
And Zion, both minus 33.
If I'm Ingram, I'm going, you know what? We as a team, we were minus 41 as a team. So my minus 33.
I was a plus, right?
Yeah,
I was a plus.
Yeah. I mean, that was terrible. Then last night we had Shaq and we had Charles Barkley calling out Zion for him not being in shape, that's kind of funny. Those two guys.
Right?
Yeah. But then the story came out today in the Times Picayune from Christian Clark that the Pelicans have repeatedly stressed to Zion Williamson the need to improve in areas of diet and conditioning. And according to the report, he's like, I'm all right. Thank you. He's just ignoring them. So that's the team that beat the Kings.
That's the team that, and I go back to, remember he had that press conference earlier this season about buying in and maybe not buying in to what Willie Green was doing. And now, you hear this about the teams trying to get him to get in shape, trying to get him to, it sounds like he's on his own program. Yeah. And, I was watching Charles and Shaq and they were talking about not only can this guy be an all-star, he could be the face of the league, one of the best player in the league, they said. And, we know when Zion's at his best, he's a load, like literally to handle. But now, man, it's going to be sad if he just wasted away. He could get you 20-6 a night. He'll have a nice career, 20-6. But this guy was supposed to be a transformative, generational kind of talent, and he's not showing it right now.
Yeah, he's one of those guys at his best who it's hard to compare him to anybody because it's like, there's never quite been anybody like him. I remember when he was in college and people were trying to do that. And the closest I could come up with was, he's kind of like a Sean Kemp. But remember, he was a good shooter in college, too. But back in July, Zion admitted that it was, quote, hard, end quote, hard to eat healthy given all the money he's making. I guess that's understandable, but that's a problem if you're the team paying him all that money.
Yeah. I will say, though, and maybe I'm using this as an excuse for myself, but these guys got private chefs and everything.
Sure.
But there is so much food in the NBA. Like, even as someone on the outside, I don't play, obviously, but I gain weight during the season because there's food everywhere before the game, after the game, on the plane, when you arrive at the hotel, the next morning, there's food everywhere. And so that's why it takes a level of discipline as a professional. Like, there's no reason. And like you said, this guy gets the best of the best. You got the best trainers in the world. You get the best chefs. And so you need that internal discipline. And I get it. It's hard. You got the cookies there. It's really tough. But that's why you're a professional, and he needs to act like it when it comes to that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I don't travel around the league like you do, but I understand that. And it is difficult. The thing is, if you're paying a guy that much money, as much as he's getting, you're hoping if you're whatever team, you're hoping that to the player, winning is important enough where he's going to have that discipline. And not everybody has that. And that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He's a human being. But, you want as a team, when you draft somebody and you make them, this is our guy. You're hoping that deep down that guy wants to win above all else as much as we do. You don't always find that guy. Maybe Zion's not that guy. Everyone would prefer to win, but it's hard for him. So, it's a difficult situation for a team that's trying to make him their foundational piece.
Yeah, and, as I'm driving in, I'm thinking they only go as far as he takes them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though Brandon Ingram had a bad game, CJ had a bad game, those guys, for the most part, they'll deliver. They're good players. The X factor, the unknown, is Zion.
Yeah.
We know who Ingram is. We know who CJ is. We've seen Zion at a high level, but I think he's the reason. If they don't advance, it will be because of him. If they do advance, it will be because of him. And he's the X factor for that team.
Yeah, I agree. And excuse me, but yeah, I also feel like watching them over the last couple of years, everything's kind of on hold. They're always kind of waiting for him. And a couple of years ago, when they knew he wasn't going to be part of their play-in, they actually played better because, like, all right, he's not going to be here. But ever since then, they're kind of like, all right, are you in? Are you out? And as you said, he even admitted, I'm trying to buy in. Everything they're doing as a basketball team is on hold until they figure out whether he is all the way in, he's our guy, he's committed, or he's not. And they're just kind of in a state of limbo. And yet they still beat the bejeebies out of the Kings 3 times this year.
Exactly. And it's like, that's what's so frustrating about it. I think what we're seeing, and as a Kings nation and Kings family, we just have to accept the Pelicans team that beat us 3 times. That might have been their best. Like, we got the best of the Pelicans. They've played lights out of their mind. What we saw last night was the complete opposite. So they're somewhere in between there. They're not as good as what we saw on Monday, and obviously they're not as bad as what we saw last night. But it is frustrating. It's like, my gosh, you get all the way to the semifinals, and you lay that kind of egg. We could have did that. Like, Adam Silver, we should have been there. And
yes,
that's what's so frustrating too, from a Kings perspective, right, Whitey? If you handle your business Monday, man, who knows? We could be prepared for a game on Saturday, the championship, and it's a little frustrating that we lost to that team.
You know what, Kyle? How about this? This is a new idea for the tournament. Have a committee that selects who advances. So, like the college football, who cares who won? The committee's, no, we think the Kings should go on. Right?
Yeah, it's not about the record or the results or anything. Like, seriously. Like, what if Adam Silver and his cohorts, his cronies said, you know what? Lakers is nice. But Pelicans, I think I'd rather that would be.
Yes.
When you think about it, that shows you just how crazy college football is, though. When you think about it,
Yes. Now, Kings and Suns tonight. Who's playing? Who's not? Kyle will have that for us when we come right back. Also, Tyrese mocks Dame. What did you think of Dame's response? That and more when we come right back here. It's a Friday with a drive, guys. Yes, on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
5 dealerships, 1 location. The Knight Group is now in Elk Grove with Elk Grove Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Elk Grove Subaru, Acura, Audi, and Volkswagen. If you're searching to service or shop for a new vehicle, Knight has it. Trucks, SUVs, sports cars, hybrids, EVs, you name it, Knight has it. Over 2,000 new and used vehicles to choose from, and the Knight Group makes it easy with expert financing, quick service, and a simple 2-step process to value your trade-in. So start and end your search at KnightHasIt.com. That's KnightHasIt.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
On the Drive chat, YouTube, we got this from Ward. Kings have to win by 15 or more tonight. Whitey Gleason, Kyle Draper. I think he just feels like they need to win by that much. I hope he's not thinking, the tournament, the point differential, because we're done with that.
No, I hope not. But no, they got to win tonight, man. And I know we're going to talk about it here with who's out for the Phoenix Suns. This is an opportunity for the Kings tonight.
Yeah, what do we have? First of all, you do have the report, right? The injury report is out, I believe.
Yep.
I think Kings fans are wondering about whether Keegan Murray's going to be available tonight. What can you tell us?
He is available, not even listed on the injury report, so that's great news. And obviously, we're waiting to see Keegan string together a few games. Obviously, when you deal with the back, it's going to linger and mess you up a little bit, but it's encouraging. So Keegan Murray's a go today.
Yay.
Chris Duarte's still questionable. Alex Len is still out. But for Phoenix, I mean, they're missing like 3 starters. Grayson Allen, Brad Beal, obviously, and no Kevin Durant tonight, and Damian Lee also.
Yeah.
So that's tonight. So this Suns team is battered, bruised, banged up.
Yep. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kyle. I apologize if I interrupted. We lost your audio just a little bit there. We heard you say the Suns are battered, bruised, and banged up. Yeah, we got you. We got you. So, clearly an opportunity here for the Kings to get a win and they need a win, right? In a sense, if you lose tonight, obviously it's not like your season's over. But the way things feel after that loss and they've lost 2 or 3, the Kings could really use a little feel-good pick-me-up tonight on the road.
Yeah, especially when you look at, the schedule upcoming for the Sacramento Kings. You got this one tonight, against the Phoenix Suns, who, in name is a good team. Obviously, they're not putting out a good roster, their full roster tonight, but this would be a nice win. Then you got Brooklyn at home, but then it gets a little tougher. You got LA, talking about the Clippers. You got Oklahoma City at home. And so you don't want to, Mike Brown looks at the season in 5-game chunks. And so let's say he's looking at it, Clippers, Denver, New Orleans, Phoenix, and Brooklyn. Right now, they're 1-2. You want to be at least 3-2, and so think about it. If you win tonight and then win on Monday, you're 3-2. You're right where you need to be. And so I think not only that, when you look at the standings, Whitey, and we'll talk about that obviously throughout the day here, but when you look at the standings, this Kings team just needs some feel-good wins. I feel like this fan base needs like a 4 or 5 game win streak right now. I feel like even though their record is better than it was a season ago, it doesn't feel as good. Like last season, everything was, sunshine and rainbows and lollipops. Nobody could do anything wrong. This year, it seems like even though they have a better record, everybody wants to point fingers. What's going on with the Kings? How come we're not better? It's crazy to think that. So we need a good 4 or 5 game winning streak just to get Kings fans something to be, everything's okay, everything's good.
I feel like it's understandable that expectations have changed, and so that changes the perception that fans have of everything. I think, and I read this, I think the Kings Herald made this statement, I agree with this. It feels surprising that it's happened so quickly, right? We're not even a month into the season, and already it's, oh no, what happened? We're not the same team as last year when, as you said, there's still 3 games over 500.
Whitey, it happened the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Remember we had those losses against Houston?
Mm-hmm.
We started looking at the trade deadline already, and it's like
guilty,
right?
Yeah.
We did. We on our show. We started. All right, who's available? Can we get Siakam right now or what? It's. And I get it, Kings fans. The expectations are higher right now, but when you look around the league, only 2 or 3 teams are really playing at that high level: Boston, Minnesota, and I would throw in OKC. After that, Milwaukee has some issues. We saw it last night. Philly struggling. Even Denver hasn't played that great to start the season. And so everybody's dealing with something except maybe 2 or 3 teams. So I think we need to chill out. And later tonight on NBC Sports California during the pregame show, here's a plug, we're going to do a segment called Chill or No Chill. Should the fans chill out on this or no? They're right not to be chilling because there's a lot of angst going on right now. And I just think we need to calm down just a little bit.
Here's why that's hard. I agree with you, but here's why that's hard. In some of the losses, as you know, we just had one. The Kings have looked a little lost. You know, it's one thing, 11-8. Okay, well, that's not bad. But you mentioned the Houston, especially the first Houston game. Actually, both the Houston games. Some of the games the Kings they've gotten rolled, and they've looked like they're not sure what they're doing, whether that's right or wrong. That's one of the things that I think has been troubling, despite the winning record to this point.
Yeah, but, you know, and I get it. The eye test, right? I always go back to that. Even though the record is better, it just doesn't feel or look the same.
Right.
And I think that's where, you know, and I also think, you know, as a fan of this franchise, you know, I look at it as, we're winning some games, but I don't know if this is sustainable. Is the bottom going to fall out? And I think Kings fans are a little nervous.
Yeah.
You know, sure, the record's better, obviously, but, you know, they just don't play as well. And, you know, we had Jay Triano on last week, and he said the same thing. You know, the record's the same, but we're just not playing as well. And I think Kings fans, and I'm going to lump myself into this, I'm nervous that last year's 48 wins becomes this year's 46 or 45, you know, which it would be fine, but I still want this team to be a top 4 team. Like, I don't want them to be a playing team. And I think there's a sense of anxiousness, anxiety about that possibility.
Sure. And I think I'm with you. I think fewer wins would certainly be tolerable depending on where you end up. But last year we thought we knew what the Kings were, and they were one of the best offensive teams we've ever seen from anybody. And this year they're not that. That's a troubling thing. It's like, well, wait a minute. We thought we knew what they were. And this year, they're in some ways they're not playing as well, but they're not even playing the same way. So our next segment, we'll get to some of the things that Mike Brown is talking about that he needs the Kings to do better. So we'll get to some specifics there. Before we get to that, I wanted to back up and address Tyrese Halliburton doing the Dame time, kind of mocking Dame time. And as you know, yesterday, Tyrese Halliburton made a big clinching shot in the in-season tournament game. Big win over the Bucks for Tyrese and the Pacers. And then he did like, what time is it? What time is it? So here was Dame Lillard's response after the game to Tyrese mocking him.
I learned as a kid, you know, when you dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. And for as many times as I've done it to people, you know, I can't be upset when somebody else does it. You know what I mean? I think that's also a sign of respect and acknowledgement for, you know, knowing my history and knowing what I do. And, you know, I didn't mind it. Was what it was. I've also known that, you know, when you having your moment, it's important to be careful and to be humble when you having your moments, because you just never know how the tables turn and when they're going to turn. So I respected it. You know, I didn't think we shook hands after the game.
I like that a lot. To me, it's like, yeah, I'm okay with it, but, you know, you need to be careful. Just be careful. But okay, for now, it's a play on. I like that.
Yeah, and if you dish it out, like Dame said, you got to be able to take it. And, you know, I guarantee you Dame has filed that in his memory bank. And next time these two teams see each other, he's going to try to go at Tyrese's head. And so usually, you know, you don't hear a star say that in terms of, yeah, it's cool, he could do it.
Yeah, right.
You know, usually it's like, you know, because, you know, the question being asked, it's like the media is trying to create something a little bit here, you know, a little angst, and Dame didn't take the bait. Yeah, sure, he could do it. It's a sign of respect. But inside, he's like, I'm going to see you next time. I'm going to get you back. I loved it. You know, watching Tyrese play, he is a joy to watch. I'm not going to say anything bad about Tyrese Halliburton, even though he's on the Pacers now. I still root for him. I still cheer for him. But it is a little weird, you know, because you know what's going to come after that. It's like you want him to do great. You want him to have a 40-point triple-double. But then you also know in the back of your mind the next day or later that night, like you said, those people on the internet, on Twitter, will be like, see, I told you so. You
Kings
know?
gonna Kings, yeah.
Right. But here's the thing. I don't hear that when De'Aaron drops 43.
Right.
In a game, you know, it's like it's cricket. So,
Yep, you're right. The thing I like about Dame, his response reminds me of way back when Ronnie Lott was on the 49ers, and you talk to him about these guys say this or those guys say that, and he's like, yeah, you know, they're really good. But then when it came time to take care of business on the field, finish breakfast, he always did that. So I'm sure Dame has that in the back of his mind. Appreciate that response. And I, you know, tip of the cap to Tyrese too, right? For having the basketball rack to do that in the first place.
Cojones, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Whitey, is entertainment, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was, you knock down the shot, you look at the watch, that's entertainment. Fans love it. And here we are the following day. They're talking about it on ESPN. They're talking about it right here, Sactown Sports 1140. It creates content for the NBA. And so it's a good thing for the league, I think.
Yeah, Drapes in San Francisco getting ready for Kings pregame. I'm here in Sacramento. When we come back, Mike Brown on what exactly he needs from his Kings on the defensive end as we roll on this Friday with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Looking at mostly sunny skies for your Friday. Temperatures will warm to the low 60s and expect a breeze. So bright and breezy day. North winds expected about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BC. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Subcontractors, grow your business with more leads and leverage your marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors to join our advertising co-op. For under $2,100 a month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. There's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, so lead potential is unlimited. Google Subcontractors United for more information.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Hey there, listen up, Sacramento. Ready to make this holiday season unforgettable? Well, we've got something that'll have you jingling all the way. Picture this, a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for only $279 per month plus tax with no money down. No, I did not stutter. No money down. That's right. Zip, zero, nada. Elk Grove Kia is spreading the joy this Christmas, and we're making it easier than ever for you to drive home in style. So why wait? I will say it again. Head on down to Elk Grove Kia and drive home your new 2024 Kia Forte LXS today with absolutely no money down. Elk Grove Kia is your go-to destination for top-notch quality and unbeatable service. Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or go to elkgrovekia.com. $279 plus tax, 0 customer cash, signing full of $10,000, 250 days and 10K per year, 26 per mile, reserve security, 600 requires
Elk Grove Kia.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Quick look here, if I may, at some of the comments we're getting on the drive chat, on the text line 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason. Somebody wants to know, Whitey, where are you going to binge watch the game tomorrow night? Watching a game is not a binge watch, right, Kyle? That's not a binge watch. You watch a game, you're not binge watching anything.
No. It's not like it's episodes, like you got 8 episodes you got to watch. I mean, that's amateur hour. Who said that? My gosh, come on.
Do you binge watch NFL Red Zone, though?
Yeah, I mean, all day, yeah. Or like if Kyle,
yeah.
Let's say Kyle had some assignment like, man, I got to watch the first 20 games the Kings played this year. That'd be binge watching.
That's binge watching.
Yeah, but binge watching the game, I wonder if someone's, having some fun. I used to work with a guy that used to say, like, if he watched 2 episodes of a show in a row, he's like, I binge watched. Like, no, you didn't.
No, that's a back-to-back. You just had a back-to-back. That's it, right?
Right.
Binge watch. Come on.
On the chat, Austin Louis points out the Kings haven't played too many bad teams yet. Maybe only the Jazz and the Trailblazers. You can actually go to Basketball Reference and check that strength of schedule. And I know they, as you said, the schedule gets pretty tough here. That holds some water, doesn't it, Kyle? I haven't really checked that out, but that's a good point, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Because think about it. You played the Warriors 3 times, and depending on what you think of the Warriors or not, they're still a tough team. They're tough to beat. You played the Lakers twice already. You're about to play OKC twice, Clippers twice, and so I'm on this website right now, Guru, and it's let me see here. It says the Kings have played the 13th most difficult schedule.
Okay, so middle of the pack.
NBA. Yeah, middle of the pack. But you're right. We haven't, only one game against the Spurs. You haven't played the Grizzlies yet. I'm talking about the dregs of the Western Conference right now. I think if you get past, man, I'm just looking at the schedule. I'm trying to think of a portion of the schedule, Whitey, that is easy, actually. Like, you may have 2 games here, maybe 3 games there, but every night is going to be tough. You got to stretch Portland, Atlanta, Memphis, and Charlotte. I guess those 4 could be, but 3 of those are on the road. And so I don't know if we're going to have a streak where it's like 5 or 6 just bad teams in a row or anything like that. It looks like the way the NBA has structured it, you're going to face, whether it's the Phoenixes, the Denvers, Minnesota sprinkled in there. And so, to that point on the YouTube, yeah, but I don't think it's going to be like that at all this season.
That's the nature of being in the West this year. And Kyle just did some checking. He says that according to the, you don't know how teams' records are going to change, and this would all, but based on what their records are now, the Kings have like the 12th hardest schedule the rest of the way. So again, right in the middle, but again, that can change depending on how teams play. We also have this from Compio on the drive chat. Compio's like, he's one of our top viewers, chatters, but I don't know, Kyle, I got to call him out on this one. He says, Halliburton starting to remind me of the best guard, in my opinion, Magic Johnson. And I appreciate that, but no, he's not.
No, hold on, Whitey. No, I'm backing Compio up on this.
Magic Johnson?
Weren't you the same guy that compared Brock Purdy to Joe Montana?
Yes, I've done that. Well, that was Jesse Sapolu,
And
who used to play
you
center
co-signed on that, right?
for Joe Montana.
You co-signed on that, right?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you why I can't go there. Aside
Tell
from
me
the
why, 'cause
obvious.
Magic's our guy. We both love Magic.
What really, really separated Magic is look out, because if he can see you, he may throw it past you. And it may hit you in the back of the head. Tyrese is a great passer, but he's not like Magic Johnson level court vision, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he may fail in that part, but the love and the joy with which he plays the game.
Okay.
You know, and that's where I was looking at it as.
Yeah.
You know, the big smile. You know, Magic had the smile coming down the court, and he made spectacular passes. Same thing with Tyrese. You know, I just think the joy of basketball.
I see that.
Compare those two, I think, because, you know, when you look at Magic Johnson, and we both watched him growing up, every time he stepped on the floor, it was a show. He was fun to watch. And I think Tyrese is starting to get into that category where he's like must-see TV because he plays with this joy. And so I'm not saying he's going to be a Magic Johnson, but I could see if we're going to pick it, you know, pull some things here or there, I could see the comparison.
All right. If he reminds Campio of Magic, who am I to say he doesn't? Okay, that's fine.
Right.
But remember, Campio is a guy who says he was at Magic's first game. And for someone who was there with his, his cousin got him tickets or whatever. So thank you, Campio. And Manny Too Legit. Whitey Drapes, who do you think's winning the in-season tournament tomorrow? I don't care. I don't know about you, Kyle. What do you got?
Yeah. I'm trying to debate. Am I actually going to be tuning in, to be honest with you? You know, am I going to sit down and watch it start to finish? Me and the kids going to hang Christmas decorations and stuff like that. Let me think. I'm going to say the Lakers. Not
I'm
that
just
I
gonna
care. I'm going to just say I just think LeBron's on a mission, and he clearly wants this the way he's playing. You saw him last night. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so I'm going to just say Lakers. But the Pacers, man, they got this us against the world mentality. I don't know if you heard Frank Vogel after the game last night, you know, basically saying nobody wanted us here and nobody expected us to be here. And it's like, dude, it's the in-season tournament. Calm down, man. It's not like the NBA Finals, but they have a little chip on their shoulder. It looks like.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pacers just because I want them to win, just because I really would prefer they win. Now, you know, for years, you haven't heard too much about it lately, but for years, a conversation would come up, sports media, newspapers, radio. What's the toughest thing to do in sports? And traditionally, the answer is always, you know, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports, which it's hard to disagree with. But to me, Kyle, I know you played, coached basketball. To me, one of the hardest things to do in sports, honestly, and it's something that Mike Brown says his team needs to be better at, it's closing out on a shooter in basketball. Guy makes a catch, and you have to charge him to defend him when you don't know if he's going to put the ball on the deck or not. He could dribble right around you. It's really difficult to do well. Would you agree?
100%. And not only is it difficult, it's more difficult than it ever has been in the history of basketball because everybody can dribble now. Everybody has handles. And everybody can shoot now almost. It would be different if, you know, Ben Wallace was out there at the three-point line. You know, you just, you know, go ahead. You got that. But now with everybody's ability to shoot and dribble, it's like you're at the mercy of the player.
Yeah, and Mike Brown was talking about that at practice, and we've got some comments from him on something else in just a moment. But he said, we're not closing out. He said we're closing out short. What he meant was, you know, we're coming out, but we're not coming out far enough. And he said, when you got, you know, like Herb Jones and he's with 6'10", if you close out short, he's just going to shoot over you. You know, you come out and you put your hand up. Well, he's big enough where it's not going to matter. So coach says we have to close out more effectively. It's really, really hard. But it's one thing he looks at as we say, how do they need to play better defense? He says that's one thing that we need to start doing. Another thing Coach Brown said at practice this week is he wants the Kings to get out and push pace. And here he explains why that's important.
A lot of guys want the ball to bring it up. And so we got 2 or 3 guys doing this as soon as the rebound happens, instead of just putting your head down and sprinting down the floor and sprinting to the corners or sprinting to the rim. That's one thing. And then the second thing is our wings don't run. They don't put their head down and just get to the corner, you know, because when you get to the corner, it flattens out the defense. But we don't do a great job of doing that. And we've talked about it. We'll continue to talk about it. We'll continue to show film on it. And like I said, hopefully in time we'll get better with it.
Really interesting to me, Kyle, because you hear a lot of teams talk about and work on transition defense, going from offense to defense, how tough that is. And Mike Brown saying we need to be better at transitioning from defense to offense.
You know, I was at my son's basketball game yesterday, and I saw the exact same thing that Mike Brown is talking about. And you would think at the professional level, they won't have this issue, but it's sort of like Mike said, first of all, 3 or 4 guys turning around looking for the ball with their hand out. But yeah, exactly. I'm here. But secondly, also, it's just that delayed reaction could be the difference between an open shot and not. And I'm watching 9th grade basketball, and it's like guys are just jogging back. Like I've been in some of the practices this year for the Kings, and that drives Mike Brown crazy. He has gotten on multiple guys about not sprinting. And so it's not for a lack of trying from the head coach, because he is preaching this day in and day out. He wants to play fast. He wants to run. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, maybe it's like Kevin Herter said, they're focusing so much on defense. But once you get that ball, who else is, when I watch it, like Domas is guilty too of it. It's like, especially Domas, when you think that, he's so used to having the ball in his hands, grabbing the rebound and going, but he's guilty as everybody else. It's like the way the Kings play, it's not the old school NBA, Whitey. You know how it is where, all right, let me get it to Bob Cousy, and Bob has to, bounce it up himself. Everybody on the floor can handle the ball. And I don't understand why guys just aren't getting out and running and sprinting down.
Yeah, in my experience, the very best coaches will tell you you're always accomplishing something. Even if the ball's on the other side of the floor, you're not going to get it. Well, you need to sprint to your spot to create spacing, something. You need to square up to the basket and then get ready to make a cut. But when you just got guys and they're kind of, I'll catch my breath here a little bit, jogging down the floor, it's just a lost opportunity. And it sounds to me like that's one of the things Mike Brown is trying to get his team more aware of.
Yeah, and I wonder, and we had this discussion to start the season, would that hunger from the Kings be there? We were both at media day. We talked to the players. They said all the right things. They said they were hungry. The loss to Golden State motivated them. But, it's hard to do it year in and year out.
It is.
And that's why the greats are the greats. The great teams are the great teams. And so I wonder if the hunger is there as much. They got on a run last year. The goal was to get to the playoffs in that streak, in that drought. And now what's the goal now? It's not as a finite goal. It's not a goal that you can touch. It's sort of a big picture goal almost. It's like to play your best possible basketball. Well, that's hard to, quantify and grab onto and have as a goal. And so I wonder if these guys are, maybe not as hungry after making the playoffs last season.
Mm-hmm. To that point, some people are wondering if the 49ers will be as hungry this week after beating, the Eagles. When we come back, we'll look at that. Interesting note on the Seahawks injury report today. And Jamal Adams of the Seahawks is standing by his tweet, which is clearly over the line. Wow, that and more when we come right back here to Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Yep, that trailer hitch and folding bed cover from Trucksmart makes road trips a breeze.
Right? I'm so much more organized on the job site since Trucksmart installed my truck rack and toolbox.
And they had it all in stock, so I just waited as they installed everything.
Take a look at this sweet Rhino truck lining. They sprayed it on.
Yeah, you win. That is sweet.
Truck Smart, truck and SUV accessories for on the road and the job site. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Rockland or Auburn. TruckSmart.com. Your truck's gonna love them.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out, Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports' IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com and sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's film at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Players know it's not just because you win more, it's because of everything else at Gold Country Casino Resort, where players roll in and winners are made. Winning isn't the only thing on the menu, and nightlife, it's more than entertaining. Drinks and dining options are abundant and guaranteed to satisfy your innermost desires. Come be our guests and see why Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is where the players play.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Brought to you in part by the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. It's Whitey Gleason. Kyle Draper in San Francisco. He's, of course, getting ready for pregame duties, but you'll be back in the Bay Sunday, not San Francisco, but Santa Clara, right, Kyle?
Yes, Santa Clara, and I need some help because I'm going to this Niners-Seahawks game. I'm going to wear neutral colors, Whitey. I thought about wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey or some Eagles stuff, but I don't want to get thumped on. But here's let me put this question out there to my people on YouTube, and you could also text us in as well, 916-339-1140. I don't have parking yet. And so I'm about to buy some parking, and I'm not exactly sure. Or what time should I leave? Also, what is it, a 1:15 kickoff, I think it is. And so I was thinking 9. Is that too late? Should I get up and get out on the road at 7? I don't know. This is my first time going to Santa Clara, so I need some help, man.
You know what's great, and it might not be practical for you, depending on who you're going with and what you got going on. A really convenient way is to go down to the Hyatt, which is like right there, and then you stay there overnight, and then you park at the hotel because you're a guest of the hotel. You literally can walk to the stadium. A lot of people do that.
That's an inside move right there. That's some inside knowledge. Unfortunately, I'm not. I got the kids, so
right. Yeah, I know.
But
family
we're
outing.
My son's friend also, and so I don't want to be around them more than I have to be.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some good advice for you. By the way, you may not see a player you expected to see in that game because popping up on the Seahawks injury report today is a guy by the name of Geno Smith.
What?
Yes.
I did not see that.
Geno Smith, questionable. He missed practice, and he's listed as questionable. I believe it's a groin strain. So I would think questionable. He's probably going to play, but we didn't know about that injury. So, limited participant due to a groin strain, and his arm still is not 100% because of a previous injury there. So he came up on the injury report today as questionable for the big game on Sunday.
Niners catching more breaks. I tell you, has any team in the NFL? Because this is the Seahawks season right here. They got to win this game. I mean, they're in danger of dropping to 6 and 7, and their playoff hopes are dim. Oh, I think he's going to go. If not, it's Drew Lock. I mean, this is a big game.
You're disappointed.
Because I'm nervous about my Eagles, man. I need Seattle to win this game, Whitey. I need them to win, baby.
Yeah,
so the Eagles can have that advantage. My gosh,
the Eagles defense, and I'm not coming after you here. We've done that. We did that, and you were a great sport about it. The Eagles defense has played so poorly, and I figure, there's reasons for that. Tough schedule. They played a lot of games in a relatively short time frame. So I'll be interested to see if the Eagles bounce back this week or not. If they don't bounce back this week, then I don't think they are who at least I thought they were. But we'll have to see. They've been getting rolled. Right?
But hold on. You said the Eagles, if they don't win?
If their defense doesn't show up this week, if the defense doesn't make their presence felt against the Cowboys, then I don't know if
their record be, Whitey? What would their record be?
If they lose, they'd be it'd be their third loss. But I'm talking about we're talking about the very best of the best here. I'm not comparing them to like those dogs that played last night. The Steelers and the Patriots, which by the way, I watched because the basketball game was so terrible last night. I ended up watching that dog of a game.
I'm just saying they beat Kansas City. They beat Dallas. They beat
Buffalo. Yeah.
Like their quality of losses is actually better than the quality of losses of a team in Santa Clara. I'm just saying.
Quality of losses. Okay, that's an interesting.
That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing.
But seriously, I'm not coming after. The defense has not been good.
No, they haven't been good. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to play well this week defensively against the Cowboys. And if they do, I think their house is back in order.
I agree. Because the Cowboys offense is up there. Obviously it's not the Niners, but it's on that tier below. And if you could somehow hold them to 17 points, 20 points, I think that's a statement. Or you could get rickrolled. You could get rolled. Like Dak and the boys could put up 35, 36
MVP.
On you. So,
that could be the MVP.
This might be it. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So. We'll see if the Eagles do for Dak's MVP case what they did for Brock Purdy's last week.
We helped Purdy out, man. I tell you. We helped him.
I want to know what you think of this. Jamal Adams of the Seahawks. He's got a little back and forth with a reporter. And he posted something on social media because he was upset with a reporter. And a lot of people are saying on social media that, no, you shouldn't have done that. Even Pete Carroll is saying, that's crossed the line. But Jamal Adams is saying, nope, he said what he said, and I'm saying what I say. Now, this is a reporter who covered Adams during his time with the Jets. And there was this reporter. I honestly don't know the name of the reporter.
Connor Hughes. I got it right here. Connor Hughes.
The reporter posted a video of Adams allowing the go-ahead touchdown pass in a loss to the Cowboys. Okay, so there's a video. And then the reporter, Connor Hughes, puts yikes underneath that. Yikes. So Jamal Adams didn't care for that. So what he did was, on X, he posted a picture of the reporter's wife, and underneath he put yikes.
Ooh.
And I don't think, and he said, hey, he said what he said. I'm not backing down. I said what I said. The wife didn't have anything to do with it. Why are you taking shots at her? To me, I understand his frustration, and I'm sure that the reporter felt that a little bit, but a little unnecessary roughness in my opinion, Kyle.
Yeah, anytime you bring in family members, it's off. It's all, you can't do that. Now, if you want to take a shot at Connor Hughes himself, go for it. But to bring in his wife, who's an innocent bystander, and all this, that's not right. Let me share with you really quickly here, Whitey, some of the things that Connor Hughes has said about Jamal Adams, and you tell me if this is crossing the line here. Jamal Adams looked like he wanted no part of trying to tackle JD or Gibson before they went into the end zone. That's not going to look pretty on film. I'm sure he'll share a photo of the interception that fell right into his hands, though. That was one. The Seahawks are now 2-4. The Jets own their first-round pick. They own that pick after trading Seattle Jamal Adams. Adams had a potential game-changing interception bounce off his face. He has 0 interceptions since the Seahawks acquired him. So I see Jamal Adams still can't catch. Jamal Adams is unreal near the line of scrimmage. He is a liability in coverage. And so there's been sort of this, and I'm not saying Connor's wrong or right or anything like that, but Jamal Adams clearly thought this guy has been coming at him for, years and years and time and game. And then his frustration got the best of him with that tweet, not condoning it, but it seemed a little personal from Connor Hughes, too.
I hear you. He was asking for it. The reporter was asking for it, just not quite asking for this. And Jamal Adams said, I hate that I had to bring her into the situation. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal was to get at him. So
he had to do it. He said, I had to do it.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
All right. Have fun Sunday. When we come back, the Kings and the Suns tonight. The record is better. The Kings so far, are they better than they were last year? It's next. Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Not to brag, but every year my friends and family say I give the best gifts. And that's because every year I shop at Kohl's. I found a beauty gift set from Sephora that my daughter will love. Got 20% off glassware, perfect for my sister who's hosting. And scored 60% off PJs my husband will live in all winter long. Then I saved 20% on some of my finds and earned Kohl's cash. So thank you, Kohl's, for always helping me win the holidays. Select styles, Sephora, coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply. Some exclusions apply. Offers in December 10th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month, you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
But what about the last of those Dodge Chargers and Challengers?
This month, save up to $5,000 off MSRP and get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs and Challenger GTs with no payments for 90 days.
This savings and financing won't last long. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factor rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699,991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer and 500 first responder cash for members of eligible First Responder Association only. No payments for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 5,000 total net savings after 5,000 dealer discount. Plus 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. 10% savings. See dealer for details.
49ers Report, brought to you by E.B. Stone. E.B. Stone, for the life of your garden. The 49ers walked into Philadelphia and took care of business last Sunday, stopping the Dirty Birds 42-19. Quarterback Brock Purdy had 314 yards passing, while Deebo Samuel contributed 138 total yards and 3 touchdowns. The Red and Gold are now one game out of the top spot in the NFC and will look to keep their winning streak going when they face Seattle at home in Week 14.
Celebrating over a century as a family-owned business, E.B. Stone has gathered invaluable insights into nurturing plant growth. Venture into indoor planting with E.B. Stone's Edna's Best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Watch your little plants flourish into ideal indoor companions for the whole family to relish during the holidays. E.B. Stone's indoor and outdoor potting soil is a meticulously crafted blend of essential ingredients. Your plants will thrive, both indoors and outdoors. Trust E.B. Stone for the entire lifespan of your garden. Explore more gardening tips, products, and find nearby locations at ebstone.org. Wishing you a season filled with joy and flourishing green. Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking, you know.
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Grove Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass-market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy, one car at a time, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you find the right customers. Spread awareness of your product or services. We can help build trust in your brand and services with a digital marketing campaign. Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing campaigns that deliver results. Don't wait. Get started today. Contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I know we're getting ready for the Kings and the Suns tonight on Sactown Sports. I know we got a big football weekend rolling in here, but Kyle Draper, are you ready for a Shohei Ohtani update?
Oh, you got something for me?
I do. I have something for you. Earlier today, as you probably know, a Dodgers site reported that Shohei Ohtani was signing with the Toronto Blue Jays. Other reporters looked into it, and rather than confirm it, they said, nope, that's not true. Later today, this afternoon, it was reported that Shohei Ohtani was on his way to Toronto, that he was flying to Toronto, that nothing had been signed, but that he was on his way to meet with the Blue Jays, presumably in Toronto. And now it has just been reported that Shohei Ohtani is, in fact, at his home in Southern California where he's been all day. Nobody has any idea what's going on. So nothing is happening that we know of on the Shohei Ohtani front. Bless him. And I know that Buster Olney, and I've talked to Buster Olney, he's a great reporter, but he wrote this week at ESPN.com that Ohtani's doing a disservice to baseball by keeping this all secret. And I thought, no, it's his business. It's literally his business. You leak that you might go somewhere and then you don't go there. Think of those fans and that fan base and the animosity you engender there. So I don't blame him for being secretive about this. And I don't think he's doing anybody a disservice. I just think it's hilarious how inept the media is when it comes to trying to figure this out.
Yeah, it's and he's making them look like fools, like clowns. All these reputable reporters and with sources, and he's doing it, and nobody knows a thing. It's it's unbelievable. You got the plane tracker going on. I saw somewhere on Twitter too that there's a flight from Orange County to San Francisco or something was this morning, and it's like it's just way too much speculation here. And it sort of reminds me when I was in Kentucky and the University of Kentucky was going to hire John Calipari, and they were tracking his plane, and it just turned into a frenzy. And here we are with Shohei. I don't know what to believe, Whitey, because we heard the report too that by the end of this weekend, we would know something. Is that even true?
Who knows? Yeah,
Right.
and the thing that gets me is he has been meeting with teams secretly, and teams are not supposed to divulge when they've met with him. So how do we even know how many teams he's met with? And we have, these teams are the finalists. How do we know? And I'm glad you brought that up. That's hilarious. The story today about the flight from Orange County to San Francisco. There was such a flight, but no one had any idea whether it had anything to do with him, but they reported it anyway.
Exactly. And somebody on the text line had a funny text. I got to pull it up. Why would Shohei go to Toronto when he can go to the in-season tournament tomorrow? Why would he be on a plane to Toronto when you got basketball in Vegas tomorrow, right?
That is the text of the day nominee right there.
There was also an incredible story about Yusei Kikuchi, who plays for Toronto and is friends with Ohtani. He had rented out a high-end sushi restaurant in Toronto for 50-plus people, and people assumed, this must have to do with Ohtani.
Why else would a guy rent out a restaurant? Yeah, that's hilarious. By the way, and I know you've seen these, Kyle, we have also in the text line people coming to your aid here as far as where to park. 9 a.m. a good time to head to the stadium. Parking's going to be crazy by 9:30. So look at that, the love that you get from these people that want to help you enjoy the best game experience you can on Sunday.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Whitey. I could not care less who wins the game. I just want it to be a good game. If the Niners lose, okay, great for the Eagles. If they win, it is what it is, as long as the Eagles handle business. But I think that the Niners fans out here that's listening to us right now and on the YouTube chat, the fans that I go back and forth with, they understand it's all love. So these are my people, Whitey. And so I ask for some help, and they're going to help me. They're not going to give me a lump of coal or anything like that. It's all fun and games. It's all love.
Now, I know my dad took me a ton of baseball games, went to some basketball games. Not a lot of football games, but some. Is this taking your son to a football game? Is that a little bit extra special? Or do you guys go to a lot of football games?
Nah, I mean, we've been to a few, but we haven't been to one since we've been out here. And so usually football, if I'm being honest, I feel like football is better consumed at home.
Right.
Because the timeouts and the stoppage in between plays, you got to deal with the parking and all that. Like, I'm a guy that likes to watch on the couch. Like, we'll go to 1,000 basketball games because it's 2 hours and you're in and out, that kind of thing. Football is an all-day affair. And but it was a special treat. I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Special. And so, it is special. Like, he's been to some Patriots games. That was his squad, obviously, when we lived out there. And so he's been to a few football games.
Well, this is really nice because then, if I understand you right, this will be the first time you've taken him to see an actual team, an actual NFL team in an actual NFL stadium. This will be very special. But
the arrogance of Niners fans once again. You know who the Niners fans are. You're actually worse than the Celtics when you think about it, because at least the Celtics won in 2008. Niners haven't won in 3 decades. What are we doing here, Whitey? What are we doing? The Niners haven't won anything since 94. Come on, what are we doing?
Before we move on back to basketball, I got to ask you, and if I know you're prepping for the game, if you haven't seen this is really an awkward story here, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but have you been following on all this Sean McDermott thing in Buffalo and the comments?
A little bit. Yes.
Is that incredible or what? Sean McDermott, long story short, 2019, it just came out that when he addressed his team in 2019, he was talking about the 9/11 terrorists and how well organized they were, and as a model for bringing a team together. And it just came out recently this week, and so he had to address it, I think, yesterday. And it's, oh my goodness, it's the strangest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, it is pretty strange. And, first of all, how did it even get out? Like, is somebody having a vendetta against Sean McDermott?
Sounds
Or
like
did he,
it, maybe,
or
huh?
does he owe somebody some money or something like that? Like, you would think something like this would come out, earlier and sooner than this. Why now? And yeah, I don't even know what to say about it, to
I
be
know.
honest
I
with
know.
you.
It's
It's
just
one of those, like, it's just out of left field, out of nowhere. Like,
right.
what's going on now? Like,
It
yeah.
does seem like somebody has they got it out for him. And I guess there's a story about it. He may not be the guy. And then to go back to that, to me, it speaks to, if anything, coaches sometimes they don't sleep. They lose their focus. They lose, when you don't sleep, you lose the part of your brain that tells you, don't say that. And I'm not letting the guy off the hook, but this clearly the guy knows why you shouldn't say that. But, coaches sometimes their priorities are different. I don't think that should have any bearing on whether he should continue to be the coach of the team. And I was actually relieved to see, I guess the Bills came out and said, yeah, that's, obviously we wish he hadn't said that, but they're not going to take action against him. But it's just very strange story going.
Yeah, it's a weird story, and I agree with you. It's not like he should lose his job or anything. He came out, apologized, and
right.
For me, all right, we move on. Okay,
right.
Now
we
what?
move
What's
on.
next? Yeah,
what's next is the Sacramento Kings. The record is better, but are the Kings better than they were last year, Kyle? Offensive rating right now. Last year they were first, and that's the whole year. This year they're 13th so far. Defensive rating last year they were 24th. Right now they're I'm at 21st. Net rating, they were 8th. Again, that's a whole season last year. So far this year, 20th. Last year in 3-point percentage. So far this year, 21st. And the last one I have here, effective field goal percentage. Last year, they were 2nd in the NBA. So far this year, they're 10th. So clearly, it's early in the season, but clearly they haven't played as well so far through the first month or so as they did overall through 82 last year. What's going on?
Well, I'm going to look at a couple of things. I'm not going to go on record and say, oh, this team's not as good as last year. Let's face it,
I don't think we know that yet. Yeah, we have no way of knowing
exactly.
that.
It's hard to even know that. Let's factor in injuries. Let's factor in, you don't have as much time together because of the injuries. Like when you look at that team last year, and we all know, they were the most healthy team in terms of games played in the entire NBA. And while De'Aaron Fox has missed 5, Keegan has missed 4, it's not the sum of those games is actually more than the individual parts, meaning you lose that time to build that continuity, that chemistry, to really get rolling. As soon as you get De'Aaron Fox back, Keegan's out for a couple of games. As soon as you get Keegan back, Chris Duarte's out. And so we really haven't seen this Sacramento team whole. Think about it. De'Aaron's missed 5. Keegan's missed 4. That's 9 of your first 19 games. So basically half your games, you haven't even had your full squad at minimum. And so I'm not too concerned just yet. The record is better. I think in the long run, they will be a better team. And when I say long run, I think in playoffs, they'll be a tougher out than they were this last year. I think they'll make a deeper run and be better prepared for the playoffs. And so the numbers may not say that right now, but I'm not too concerned about it.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Love to know what you think here. So far to you, what's the most encouraging thing about the way the Kings have played so far? And what is the most troubling so far? We're not saying the sky is falling, but so far, what is the most encouraging? What troubles you the most about the way the Kings have played so far? Love to hear how you're feeling about that. We're right back with that and more to Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N.
We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Shriners Children's Northern California, California National Guard, and Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
It's Credit Christmas at Prestigio Jewelers. Get the gifts you want this year. Prestigio guarantees your credit up to $10,000. It's easy. Have a valid ID, proof of income, and be 18 or older. Prestigio has competitive pricing on all jewelry such as gold chains, wedding sets, diamond earrings, and designer brands like Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Rebuild your credit, even with a repo or a bankruptcy at Prestigio Jewelers. This Christmas, come for the credit and be amazed by the selection at Prestigio Jewelers. Online at prestigiojewelers.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, just ran down some numbers here that suggest that so far the Kings aren't playing nearly as well as they did last year for the season. On the chat here, the Drive chat, Amidrock points out that, hey, Whitey, that is a small sample size. And I know that, and I said that, but clearly there's room for improvement there. The Kings' net rating last year, they were 8th for the year. Right now they're sitting at 20th, which Kyle points out. Kyle Ledbetter says, it's last in the division. So just wondering here, they're 11-8. Last year, 2 years ago, we'd have been throwing a party at 11-8. But I'm just wondering, what is the most encouraging to you about the Kings to this point, and what is the most troubling? We got a couple calls we'll get to here, Kyle. Real quick, I would say, to me, the fact that Fox and Sabonis is like, and then we didn't really doubt this, but they've shown that, last year was no fluke. These guys are legitimate all-NBA caliber players. That's encouraging.
Yeah.
And then the most discouraging to me is just that they've been so great at times, and other times they've looked so non-competitive.
Yeah, I think for me, the most encouraging thing is the play of De'Aaron Fox. Mm-hmm. I think he has actually elevated his game, where he can be, 29 point per game scorer this season. I think, his progression has been probably the most encouraging. The most discouraging is just the health. At Whitey, we started off the season, the Hollingers of the world, the Kevin O'Connors, the Kings, there's no way they could be as healthy. And we're like, you can say that about every team. And so to see this team start this season, banged up, battered, bruised, lose some games, it's sort of making them, seem right. It's proving their point. And so that's discouraging. I mean, here we are. We're not even a quarter through the season yet. And
right.
So we still got some time. I want to see this team fully whole. Give me a month of just good health and see where this team can get to. We saw the, 6-game winning streak earlier this season. I want to see, another 6-7 game winning streak, in January, February, something like that. I want this team to really get on the roll, obviously for themselves, but the fan base, we need some feel good basketball right now, Whitey.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully starting tonight, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's Suck to Dave here on Sactown Sports. Hey, Dave, you're on with the Drive Guys. What's up?
Hey, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up?
Well, hey, I am really encouraged by Kevin Huerter's play. I think he's shooting better. He's playing better defense. I think he's bought into the system. But what I'm kind of discouraged is, believe it or not, is Keegan Murray. I wanted him, especially with his size, to really be more aggressive on the boards, be more aggressive on the defense. He just doesn't seem to have that, you're not scoring on me attitude that I think the great power forwards do have. And I honestly believe that we are a power forward away from going to the finals. And we need someone who's not afraid to really bang it up in there.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. To
Great
me, Kyle,
call, Dave.
Yeah, with Keegan, it's just a matter of, he's been really hurt. He was hurt more last year than we ever knew, but a guy dealing with a back injury in addition to a guy dealing with, a lot more responsibilities. I agree that Kings need him to play better, but I'm not really discouraged by the slow start. I'm not holding that against him, but they do need him to play better at some point.
They do 100%. And, I'm looking at his numbers right here. And the thing about it, we can blame the back injury, but even before the back, Keegan was still trying to find his offensive rhythm. And so I'm not discouraged by that or anything like that. It just hasn't happened yet. But when this guy gets to where he needs to be, and I think he will, obviously, I'm looking at it right here. The first 13 games of the season, 13.2 points, 28.7% 38% from three. He left that 13th game with the back injury. But I think when we talked about it preseason, the player that could make the biggest leap was Keegan Murray. We haven't seen it yet. And so I agree. We may need some help at the forward spot, but we haven't even seen this team at its best just yet. And so I would say just give it a little more time here. Give Keegan another 10 to 15 games. Give it to the middle of January before we start, making any kind of big trades or anything like that.
Right. And, let's be honest, the Kings, hopefully Keegan starts playing better very soon, but they have to be very patient with him. Just the way it's built, everything they have invested in him, there's no way they're going to lose patience with him or the whole thing falls apart. They're going to be very, very patient with Keegan. Hopefully they won't have to be. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. JR joins us on Sactown Sports. Hello, JR. JR? Hey, there you are.
There you go. What's up, Jay?
Yeah. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, Drive guys. So I'm very encouraged that you guys are having a great show.
Thanks.
I'm also encouraged by the play of Monk. I really, I know he's bringing that level like he did the end of last year, and he's bringing it this year. Little concern, though, and what I'm questioning is, why do the Eagles suck so bad?
That's disgusting.
Why do you put them up to that? So
I don't condone that at all. That was shameful.
That's my favorite call of the day.
I'm not going to go back and forth with frauds. I don't do that. All I'll have to say is look at the standings.
Yeah.
Who's the better team? Who's number one in the NFL right now?
Number one.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Eagles. The Eagles are. Yeah.
All right. There you go. You don't win championships in December, Whitey.
No, I did. I honestly had nothing to do with that.
You set
Shame
that
on
up,
you,
man.
JR.
You set that up.
Wow.
That's all right.
Yeah. Come on. We're all better than that.
What JR doesn't understand is next time we see his name on the little, JR, we won't take him. I'm not standing for it, JR.
You should drop a dame on him. Yeah, it didn't bother me, but you got to be humble. You better be humble.
Niners fans don't know humility. Come on.
Ooh,
boom, 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 boom.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. What's so far most encouraging thing to you about this King season, and what is the most discouraging? Mitch from New Jersey, Sactown Sports. Hello, Mitch.
Hey guys, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, good show. Thanks for taking the call. I'm loving the Aaron Fox is looking like a superstar, carrying his team. And but I'm a little worried how big the centers. Duval. I always get his name mixed up.
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee. Yeah,
JaVale.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee. He's been around for at least 10 years, waiting for him to turn around. And of course, Harrison Barnes. And he's the key. And we were one spot off from drafting Keegan's brother. I think we would have done it.
All right. Thank you, Mitch. A couple things there. I don't know that JaVale McGee's the key to the whole thing, but my biggest issue with that call, Kyle, is Happy Holidays. Is that in play now? It's December 8th. Is that okay? Happy Holidays? There's a little early for that.
No, you could do it. No, because it includes Thanksgiving, like Thanksgiving to the New Year, I think. And once the calendar hits December, I don't know about you, and I don't know about the people at home listening or driving, but my kids, we got the countdown clock going. The calendar and everything. Yeah. So it's
the Advent calendar.
Yeah, we got the Advent calendar. We got the decorations up, the tree, the lights. It is the holiday season. My daughter's playing Christmas music around the clock. Oh my God, it's that time, Whitey. So it's the holidays.
Also, today is the first day of Hanukkah.
Oh, there you go.
Don't be a Grinch.
Definitely.
Don't be Scrooge over there.
I just asked the question. I wanted to make sure. My time frame's all mixed up now. Haven't been overseas. I don't know. Boy, they play a lot of Christmas music in Japan, by the way. All right. Thank you, Mitch. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Most encouraging to you about the Kings so far. Most discouraging. Kyle, there are reports that the Pacers are so excited about the way things are going for them that Tyrese is trying to get other stars, to join him. And there was a report from Woj suggesting that the Pacers might be one of those teams that would be willing to give up future assets to try to bring in someone like Siakam or OG Anunoby. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. You know who I really would want the Kings to get if they're going to make a trade? And I'm not trying to get rid of any player, but if Caruso is available, That is a guy that I think would be a great fit for the Kings.
100%, because when you look at the makeup of the roster, first of all, we talked last week and the last couple of weeks about dogs. Caruso's a dog.
Yes.
He gets after it. He's a hard-nosed, tough player. And no offense, Davion, no offense, Keon, the backup point guard is still sort of, right now it's Malik Monk, really, And so I think you may look at adding another guard if you're Monty McNair. And I love Caruso, man. I just think he brings a toughness, a defensive mindset, even offensively, he can knock down shots. But he's going to be coveted around the league. That's the thing. If
You're right.
All the players we mentioned, Caruso, OG, Siakam, these are the cream of the crop in terms of potential trade targets. And so you're going to have to pony up. You're going to have to pay a pretty penny. I don't know what that is. It's interesting. I could argue that a guy like Caruso has more trade value than Zach LaVine. Think about that.
I agree 100%.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Zach LaVine's a great ball player. He puts up stats. But in terms of winning, I think the narrative around LaVine is that, those are empty stats, where Caruso is a guy that can help you win.
Also, Caruso's not nearly as expensive. He's under contract, I think, through this year and the rest of next year. And he brings you, and again, we don't even know if the Kings, maybe he doesn't want to come here. We don't know. But in a perfect world, he brings you so many of the things that Mike Brown desperately wants from his players. A guy like Siakam, man, he's been an all-star. Caruso would be a much better fit for the Kings than a guy like Siakam. I even think that.
I agree with you. I just think there's a difference between putting up numbers and winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Caruso helps you win, especially for a defensive-minded guy like Mike Brown. Like, Caruso is what we hope Davion would be, right?
Exactly.
To an extent, And so I would love Caruso, and, whatever it takes. Obviously, I'm not giving up, first and multiple first and all that. But if I'm Monty McNair, I'm picking up that phone.
Yeah, and I've never liked Caruso because he's a Laker, right? But, man, he's a good player. Does he do things that help you win? 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We're just barely a little more than a month into the season. So far with the Kings, what's the most encouraging thing to you about this team? What troubles you a little bit? We roll on with that here with the Drive Guys on this very wonderful Friday. Sactown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatch De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Looking at mostly sunny skies for your Friday. Temperatures will warm to the low 60s and expect a breeze. So bright and breezy day. North winds expected about 5 to 15 miles an hour. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
TruckSmart knows truck and SUV owners love gifts for their vehicles. Whether it's a work truck or a daily driver, TruckSmart can help you make them happy this holiday season. Truck steps, trailer hitches, toolboxes, suspension products, off-road gear, and more. TruckSmart stocks the right products that fit and last for years. Need help with an install? Trained techs are on hand to get it done right. For 35 years, TruckSmart has been the source for great products and service. Visit TruckSmart today in Rockland or Auburn. TruckSmart, your truck's gonna love them.
This holiday season, create a fun and joyful memory for you and your loved ones. Come light the world and help those in need through the Giving Machine in the Roseville Galleria Mall, November 16th through December 10th. And in Modesto at Valley Fair Mall, December 11th through January 2nd. Choose from local charities serving your community or from global charities worldwide. Come feel the Christmas spirit at the Giving Machine. Learn more at givingmachine.greatersacramento-modesto.org.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day. Available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"? "You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa." Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM. A rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
And Kyle Draper, we have a baseball update for you.
Uh-oh.
John Heyman on Twitter reporting this hour that the San Francisco Giants have signed Japanese outfielder Yoshi Tsutsugo. Confirmed. Hashtag confirmed. Yeah. It's true. He was with the River Cats this year, and then he was a free agent. And so so John Heyman, I guess, maybe having some fun with some Giants fans, but that's actually true. Yoshi Tsutsugo back in the fold with the San Francisco Giants. As far as, the big free agent out there, we'll see. I never had a sense that the Giants were in on him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Shohei's going to go to the Giants. I don't see why he would.
I don't think so either. And I feel like, we're setting ourselves up and Giants fans up for another offseason of disappointment, right? I mean, when I look at it, first of all, 3 teams are left. Is that correct, Whitey? Or are the Angels still in the mix too, or no?
As far as we know and what's being reported, the Dodgers and the Blue Jays and the Angels, and people are saying the Giants are considered the 4 finalists. But, everything, all those judgments could be out. But that's what is conventional wisdom right now.
You know what the Dodgers have turned into? They're sort of like, the Lakers of the NBA. It's like anytime there's a free agent, they're going to be tied to them. And, whether it's the Dodgers or the Yankees, the smaller markets, and I hate to say like San Francisco is not a smaller market, but the Giants, as compared to the Dodgers, the money that they spend and everything, I mean, there's a reason why they get all the free agents, them and the Yankees. And so I feel like we're setting ourselves up for, some major disappointment here when he signs with the Dodgers. Like, I
agree.
I see a difference between the Dodgers and the other teams that have been mentioned so far. Let me say it like that. How
Yeah,
about that?
I agree.
Politically correct with that one. Yeah.
A lot of people think that he might do something today because it was actually on this very date in 2017 that Ohtani-san announced that he was going to the Angels. So some people think, I don't know if that matters to him, but it is. Today is the anniversary of that. I remember at the time, some of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw, came out and said he used us, he talked to us, but he never wanted to sign there because at the time they didn't have the DH in the National League. I think he wanted to go to the Dodgers all along. I remember reading this year that as Ohtani and the Angels traveled around baseball, rarely would he take batting practice in opposing ballparks, but he did at Dodger Stadium. That was one of the few that he did. So I'll be very surprised if it's not the Dodgers. The thing about the Giants, and again, maybe they're right, maybe they're in the running, maybe they get them, but if they don't, they keep going through this cycle where every year they're telling their fans, we're going to get Aaron Judge.
Right.
We're going to get Harper. Hey, we're in on Ohtani. And then when you don't, year after year after year, fans get really tired of that and they just tune you out.
Yeah. And I wonder, it's sort of like, you're aiming for the big fish, but should we settle for the medium-sized fish, like it's great to be, part of the hot stove, MLB meetings and everything, all the rumors and everything. But when you constantly come up short,
right.
It's
you start to look bad. It makes
look bad,
wow.
right?
Yeah.
You look bad. And you know who else is starting to develop that too? The Red Sox to an extent. Remember back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, Red Sox and Yankees, man, they had a war, like a free agent frenzy, for A-Rod and for all these other players. And now you're looking at it and they aren't spending money like the Yankees are. Now it seems like the Yankees and the Dodgers are the two teams. The Padres there for a little bit, that were in on all the big name free agents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you, like the Giants have the last few years, when you're telling everybody, we're in on this guy, it makes it look like you want all these guys and none of them want you. So it's like, what's wrong with you? Why don't they want to play for you? Instead of going, you know what, we're okay. We don't need this guy. So maybe they, we don't know. Maybe they do still have a shot at him, but I'll be shocked if the Giants land Shohei Ohtani. And then there's the other thing with his dog where either he hasn't named his dog yet or he has named his dog and it's a secret because he's named it after where he wants to go. Why in the world would he do that before if he hadn't decided? I don't know. If he goes to Toronto,
why would he? Yeah.
If he goes to Toronto, does he?
Dog's name is Blue Jay, but then he goes to the Dodgers or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think if he goes to Toronto, he has to name his dog Drake? Would that be the name for the dog?
If I'm Shohei, that's what I would do. And did you see Drake posted a picture too wearing a Shohei jersey?
Oh, did? Well, there you go.
Yeah. So if I'm Shohei, who's the one guy in Toronto I want to be close to? Drake, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
I don't know anybody else from Toronto, though. That's the thing.
I know. I was trying to think, Hoser. Nah, that's probably not a good name for dog. But we're going to find out, this is my dog, and he was named Dodger all along. I'm telling you, I felt from the beginning that's where this whole thing was always going. And then maybe Toronto is just helping Shohei's son drive up the price a little bit with the Dodgers.
You know what? That would be a gut punch. That's like, somebody going to the Lakers, like the Kings and Lakers vying for, a free agent, and they choose the Lakers. And it's like, oh my gosh, the rich get richer. And so from a Giants fan, how many times are we going to lose out on the big names to New York, to Houston, to the Dodgers? And so you got to, your bridesmaids so many times, eventually you got to get married, right?
At some point. Hey, where are we, by the way, with the Kings going forward here as we're looking at where they are right now and how they could be better and how they, in some ways, were better last year. What do you make, Kyle, of the progress here of Sasha Vezenkov? What should we be expecting here going forward from Sasha, who was just an afterthought in the game against the Pelicans?
That's a great question, because I thought he had been playing well before that game against the Pelicans. Mike Brown had been giving him some more minutes. He had the game against Golden State where I thought he played well. I thought he played well the next night against the Clippers too. And that's what's, as a player, that's probably a frustrating thing. And he talked about it last week, like the DMP CDs, did not play coach's decisions and how hard it's been for him. But, he played 6 minutes the other night. He played 14 minutes against Denver, but then 24 and change against the Clippers. And so we saw it last year to an extent, Whitey. It took Mike Brown a while to figure out the rotations. But here we are in game number 20 tonight, and I still don't know how many minutes Sasha's going to get tonight. He could get 6. He could get 24, And I think, maybe it's frustrating for Mike to be in this situation. But at some point, if we're talking about being a championship contender, and I know guys have been in and out of the lineup, guys have been hurt, but you need a top 8. You need a steady 8 that you're going to count on no matter what. And the fact that, and we mentioned it the other day, JaVale McGee only plays 3 minutes and change, but he had been in the rotation. It's like, and I'll tell you this. This was one of the problems that Terrence Davis had last season with the Kings. He just never knew when he was going to get in, what was going to be his time. Like, he would have flashes against Brooklyn on TNT on a Tuesday night and look like the best player in the world, and they get 5 straight did not play CDs. And so I think as a player, you want to know your role. You want to know when you're coming in. You're creatures of habit. And I think that's what the Kings are struggling with a little bit now, too. Part of that is injury, and part of that is the rotation by Mike Brown.
Now, it's a great point. It's really an interesting thing that's going on here. My thought as far as specifically the Pelican game was, I guess Sasha just can't – he's not physical enough. When you look at the way they play and you look at who they have in the front court, it was just a bad matchup for him. And Mike Brown decided he just can't play with these guys right now. Like, Ingram and Zion are too much for Sasha. Do you think that was part of it as far as, again, just Monday night goes?
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. And okay, let me rephrase that. Maybe it was, but it shouldn't have been.
Okay.
Because nobody matched up with Ingram.
Right.
On that night, yeah, I do. What the heck? At least Sasha will give you some offense. And I'm a firm believer too, Whitey, in development of players. And just because you don't have it going on now, a guy like Sasha coming in from overseas, the adjustment, he needs to be playing. He needs playing time to get adjusted to the NBA. It's not going to happen in practice. And so I would sacrifice, whatever metrics, analytics, whatever way Mike is figuring out the rotation, I would go against that, because I know later in the season I'm going to need Sasha, so I want to get him experience now. I would play him now 15 to 20 minutes a night. You're going to take your lumps, but by March, by late February, he's going to be a regular rotation guy that pays dividends. I would like to see that. Look at your core, look at your top 8, and let's rock with them and get them on some chemistry and get them going.
And at the very least, after a stretch, at least you have a clear idea of what exactly you have, which is very useful information going forward. All right, it's Friday. We need to get a little more positive in here, and that's on me. So 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We were just having the conversation. Let's just tilt it on one side. So far, what's the most encouraging thing? Forget the other part. What is the most encouraging thing to you about the way the Kings have played so far this year? Yeah, we need some feel-good wins. What so far about these Kings is the most encouraging to you? That's next year with Kyle Draper in San Francisco. Whitey Gleason in Sacramento. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA Weather Center. The breeze backs off Friday night. Temperatures fall into the mid-30s for Saturday morning. Light winds, plenty of sun, high of 55 Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Winter's coming, so let's kick off the cold season right and get your heater all tuned up. Now just $79. No matter how cold it gets outside, you'll always be warm and toasty inside. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money, a Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Craig Ashton of the Injury Law Firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell, the Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Has the Federal Reserve played a perfect Goldilocks, or will investors get eaten by stock market bears? Schwab's chief investment officer thinks the Fed may have pulled off a soft landing after all. While he feels a soft landing scenario is the most likely, he cautions prudence and a conservative investment strategy in 2024, rotating in and out of investments slowly. As we close out 2023, we have a lot to look forward to, most notably a presidential election cycle. While many of us dream of the joy we receive from the hundreds of daily robocalls asking us to vote for a person or proposition, the stock market is less excited. According to the Stock Traders Almanac, in pre-election year, stocks have advanced 10.4% versus a more modest 6% in election years, with GDP estimates in the fourth quarter estimated to come in at 1.3% versus a measure of 2.3% estimated as of October, according to the Atlanta Fed. Maybe investors should be wary of bears after all. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's Holiday Home Sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings Holiday Home Sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
Zero down with approved credit.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
We got Kings basketball. That's why Kyle Draper's in San Francisco getting ready for the pregame, NBC Sports California. So it's the Kings and the Suns. It's interesting, Kyle. Mike Brown was being asked, I think it was yesterday at practice, about the break. And he was saying, we've been practicing break. He said, I don't look at this as a break. So, he says he's really appreciated the fact that they've had practices, but he doesn't think it's been a break. We'll get back to the Kings in just a moment here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Something's going on this weekend football-wise that you need to be aware of. Perhaps you're already aware of this. The schedule, we know that you're going to the 49er game Sunday, and then your Eagles are playing Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
which is terrific. Looking forward to that matchup. That's probably the Eagles' biggest rival, right?
Yes, by far. Yeah, the Cowboys.
Yeah, Bounty Gate and all that. Monday, for the first time, the NFL will broadcast 2 NFL games simultaneously. Monday Night Football is Tennessee at Miami, 5:15 kick. Green Bay at New York Giants, 5:15 kick. 2 games at the same time. Now, according to this report, the Manning cast, they're going to do both games at the same time, so it's going to be kind of like a mini red zone broadcast on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. I'm not sure how if they're split screening it or what they're doing, but you should be aware because it's going to be confusing. Monday night. Remember earlier in the year, the NFL was experimenting with some of the Monday night games, and they were staggering them. And this Monday night, 2 games at the same time. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, it's too much free time or something. Like, these guys are just sitting around. What can we do? All right, let's play. I just don't get it. Like, what? Why would you do that? Because you're only sacrificing your own product. You're only hurting your own product. So, what do you think? Why do that?
The only thing I can think of, again, I don't know, but the only thing I can think of is they've been trying to experiment with what works best with the ratings, and maybe they think, hey, there's something about 2 games at once. If neither one of them is a real standalone game, maybe there's something about, look at this event. We got these games going on. Right. I don't know. Maybe they wonder if maybe they can get more numbers that way and sell it. I'm with you, though. I mean, it seems counterproductive and seems counter to everything we thought we knew about football games on TV and ratings.
Right. Maybe stagger it an hour or something like that, something like, but both kicking off at the same time. And what's interesting, one's on ESPN and one is on ABC.
Okay.
And so it's not like it's an ESPN Fox thing or, it's both on the same family of networks. And I think this is an ESPN contraption that they contrived this. I just don't. And the games, Titans, Dolphins, Packers, Giants, there's no appeal for any of those matchups. Like, the only thing I would be interested to see is if Tyreek Hill can, go for 300 yards receiving or something like that.
Right.
The Titans aren't a sexy team. The Packers are 6-6. The Giants are a dumpster fire right now. And so these are 2 bad games as far as I'm concerned.
Would you be, and we, of course, the Kings play that night, so we'll be worried about the Kings and the Nets. But would you watch the Manning cast? They're doing both games at once? I think I'd give that a try.
Really?
But I don't.
I've never watched the Manning cast.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not. Am I missing out? You tell me. Am I missing out on it?
No.
I think you are, because I think there's something, especially when they get into the, when you got Peyton Manning talking about, oh, gee, he didn't see the safety there. So, that's pretty high level stuff. They have some pretty funny guests. I find myself watching like 10 minutes of it. That's I don't know, but so anyway, we won't have to worry about that because we'll be involved with.
I consume the Manning cast strictly through Twitter clips now. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger comes out with a tiny donkey, that's the only thing I need to see.
Kevin Hart was on there one time, and he's really, really funny. But when they have Bill Parcells on there, and he's going, "Okay, boys," it's like, well,
it's like, I've never tuned in to a Manning cast. Like maybe I'm old school or something like that. I just like the old school announcers. Just the regular broadcast.
Do we have time to put a poll up, Kyle? I'm just curious. The smartest
Kyle already got a poll. Did you know that? Kyle's been pulling his butt off, man. Kyle came in with a poll. Right, Kyle?
Yeah, there is a poll up there, but it's not as good as the Manning Cast one, unfortunately.
I apologize. I saw that and I thought it was a leftover poll from earlier in the day.
No, he did that as soon as you said the first words, like "Welcome to the Drive, guys." It popped up.
Okay, I did see that, and I apologize. I would like to know: would you recommend Kyle Draper watch the Manning Cast or no? Yeah,
Can we
do that, Kyle?
Kyle?
I'll give him the answer. No, you're good.
I say yes. Give it a shot.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not a big Manning person, but
you have made that clear, sir. Yes, you've made that clear. But one of the smartest listeners and viewers in radio and YouTube thing. Love to know. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Leo has been hanging on patiently. Let's see. Leo, you're on with the Drive Guys. Thanks for hanging. What's up?
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Leo.
Is it true, Leo? This is your first time calling?
Yeah, and I'm watching the TV, and it's a delay thing, huh?
A little bit, I think. Yeah.
Look at the TV then. Hey, this is a question for Kyle. Is the question is that does anybody, all the opinions that I hear every day, all over the place on TV, around Chico, they're always talking about what's wrong with the Kings, this and that, and I'm wondering, is there someone that advises? For instance, Mike Brown, what they know, what they're hearing about situations, and that's one question. And the other thing is just my opinion. I think there's nothing wrong with the Kings as far as personnel. I think they play good, and also I think that their strategy is a good one, as good as any other team, and I think that they could win with how they play, but for some reason or another, they get out of that play. And I noticed, I don't point fingers at nobody. I like Mike Brown and everything, but I don't know why he stopped calling timeouts like he used to, like when something goes wrong.
Gotcha, Leo.
Yeah, I think that was a good thing. And the other, just for instance, the other day when they were playing the Pelicans, they started off really good, and which is what I view as the top.
Gotcha,
the
Leo.
Way they play, nobody plays like that.
Right.
Thank you, Leo.
They play like that.
Appreciate the call, Leo. Yeah, people say there's nothing like your first call. Let's hope that's true. We'll take a quick timeout. Give Kyle a chance to answer that. There's a question in there somewhere. Thank you, Leo. Yeah. And also, we do have a meal coming up, Emil Fragoso, our Sactown Sports.
Oh, man, this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, this the guy. He started off this season a Raiders fan. Now he's a Niners fan. I just don't get it.
Well, you can take that up with him when he joins us. Coming right back here. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Red Hawk Resort Casino is the best place to go all in and all out. Go all in at our table games, then go all out to win on the area's only 3-story indoor kart track. Or go all in for our famous award-winning buffet. Then go all out at our state-of-the-art 18-lane bowling center. And now with a world-class sports bar and beautiful resort hotel. You can go all in for fun and all out for comfort. We're Red Hawk Resort Casino, official casino partner of the Sacramento Kings.
as we come together to celebrate the end of this long year. Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural minds.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, this is Travis Kelce, NFL tight end and proud member of the Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows when you've got the best price, you've already won. That's why we offer the lowest price guarantee. If you find a better price online or in store, we'll match it. Now you can score on the top brands from the Lowe's home team picks, like Scotts, LG, and DeWalt. So take on your projects with confidence. Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retail partner of the NFL.
Price match applies to same item, current price of qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
How you doing? Happy Friday. Emil Fragoso, our 49er insider, going to join us in just a second. Before he does, Kyle Draper, a couple comments for you here on the YouTube, actually on the text line here, 49er related, from the 510, because Kyle's going to the game on Sunday. I'm sure Emil will have some good advice for you. There's always a good amount of people wearing non-49er jerseys at Levi's. Don't be a chicken, Kyle. Sometimes friends go to the game with opposing jerseys. We also have somebody else wants to know, did Kyle find a home for the Purdy jersey? I'll buy it if he wants to sell. So what do you make of those comments? Any response?
I might auction that Purdy jersey off for charity or something like that. It's funny, as I was leaving the house to drive down here to San Francisco, I literally spotted the Purdy jersey, and it was really like wedged under the couch a little bit. It's like I got like this futon thing, and it was like sitting under there collecting dust. Like, I mean, and I paid $140 for that, Whitey.
I know.
If it was Montana, it'd be framed somewhere. Jerry Rice, framed. But Brock Purdy, if it was Brandon Ayuk, I'd have it framed because that's my guy. I love Brandon Ayuk. I can't get on with Brock Purdy. I just can't do it.
Yeah, and yet Ayuk without Purdy, he's nothing. A meal is brought to you by Timber Creek Golf Course. Visit timbercreekgolfcourse.com to book your tee time today. Emil Fregoso, our 49er insider, SactownSports.com. Would you have any interest in the jersey, Emil, if Kyle wanted to part with it?
If Kyle is, first of all, hello boys, how you doing?
Hello. Good.
If Kyle wants to auction off a charity, you have at least one bid in me for sure, Kyle.
Oh,
you would? Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
right.
I would. It's for a good cause. I gotta know the charity, but it's for a good cause. So yes.
Yeah, I might set that up. I
it can't be the Kyle Draper Foundation. I can't be doing that.
But, I know, right? My kid's college fund.
Right. Right. We got an interesting footnote here on the Seahawks injury list here. Looks like there's a chance, Emil, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Geno Smith's a little more banged up than we thought, huh?
Yeah, he's a little bit banged up. Actually, he's dealing with a groin injury that seemingly flared up yesterday, and Pete Carroll's comments were not very encouraging. He said, we give him a little bit of rest today. We'll see how it goes into the weekend. So they did sign Sean Mannion, a journeyman quarterback, to their practice squad today, which to me indicates that it's really 50-50 for Geno Smith this week. And if it's not Geno Smith, it's Drew Lock, who famously had that sideline little dance move in Denver. Besides that, he hasn't really done anything of note in the NFL, unfortunately. So for the Niners, it doesn't really change too much because they're still going to kind of run the same offense. They still want to get an air raid offense of DK Metcalf and obviously run the ball with Zach Charbonnet and potentially Kenneth Walker being back as well. But definitely a disparaging in talent between Geno Smith and Drew Lock for sure going in this weekend.
Emil, how big is the Eric Armstead injury? And obviously, I just saw he's out for this week, not going to play. How big of a loss is that?
I mean, it is a big loss, but at the same time, Eric Armstead was dealing with foot and knee issues the last couple of weeks, especially his foot. He had plantar fasciitis all of last season. He had missed half the season because of plantar fasciitis. And so I do think that Eric is absolutely a big loss. He is one of their defensive captains, one of their team leaders, especially on that defensive line. But at the same time, he only had one tackle against Philadelphia last Sunday. So I do think it's a big loss. But I think guys like Kalia Davis, guys like Javon Kinlaw, I apologize, I'm saying Hargrave. Kinlaw, I think, are going to get a lot of opportunities. And I think they're going to thrive. They did a really good job against the Eagles front in week 13. I think against Seattle's front, which is not as strong as Philadelphia, I think they're going to do really, really well.
Emil Fregoso with this, of course, host of Return of the Empire here and our SactownSports.com 49er Insider. I know that this game for the 49ers has the classic elements of a, trap game because they just have this huge game. They're such a mature team. I don't think they'll have any sort of psychological letdown, but physically, I mean, they won by a wide margin, but it was a very physical game. They're a little banged up. I'm worried about a little bit of a physical letdown this week against the Seahawks. Emil, should I be?
I mean, there's always potential for it. Obviously, this Niners-Seattle rivalry is one of the best in the NFL, and it's a very hotly contested contest. Always things always happen, right? Even when the Niners were up by 2 scores going into third quarter, they still had that third quarter. Brock Purdy still threw a pick 6, and things kind of got out of hand for a second. They rattled it back in, but anything can happen in a divisional game. And I will say the Niners are doing a really good job of not thinking too far ahead, not, patting themselves on the back too much, because we're talking with Steve Wilkes this week. He goes, the Thanksgiving game is done and dusted. He goes, Philly is done and dusted. None of that matters right now. What matters is week 14 against the Seattle Seahawks, and we know we have to go in and we have to earn this game. It's going to be a tough, hard-fought battle because Seattle is 6-6 right now. They're in desperation mode. Their season is slipping away from them, and if they don't get a win here, they're kind of out of the playoff race entirely, especially this week. So I do think that Seattle is going for broke this week, And I think that's a very dangerous team when they have nothing to lose. Whereas the Niners, on the other hand, have kind of everything to lose right now, especially coming off of Philadelphia. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a much tighter game than people expect. But I do think the Niners will win because the Niners mentality is 1 week at a time.
Emil Fregoso joining us. Emil, you say it'll be a much tougher game than people think. And I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at the numbers. And I'm trying to figure out what it is that Seattle does well, if anything. What can you tell me? How can the Seahawks actually make this a game? Because I think these two teams are so far apart. Like, forget the record in 6-6. This team is reeling right now. So what would scare you, I guess, about this Seahawks team?
Yeah, Drapes, especially with the injuries that the Seahawks have, having 7 starters possibly not playing this week. I do think that Seattle does a good job at running the football when they have available running backs, and Kenneth Walker is going, when Zach Charbonnet is going. They do have capable running backs. They like to run the football. They have a good offensive line when Abraham Lucas, their left tackle, and Charles Cross, their right tackle, are healthy. Both those guys are healthy right now. And they have an air raid offense with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, who are still arguably 2 of the best receiving combos in the NFL. I mean, yes, the Niners did lock down DK Metcalf with Charvarius Ward on Thanksgiving, but DK just had 3 touchdowns and over 140 yards against the Dallas and love their secondary, especially with Trayvon Diggs back there. So I think anything is possible. The Niners have been susceptible to getting beaten on the long ball in years past. It's been kind of cut down the last few weeks since the bye, but there is always a possibility for that. So if Seattle is going to win, they're going to have to get out to a lead fast and really kind of air raid and attack that secondary and just try to hold on for dear life with the defensive line.
Emil Fregoso with us. Emil, as you well know, a couple of weeks ago, we talked to you about Steve Wilkes. Oh, he needs to be on the field. What's wrong with the defense? And now the last couple of games, the defense, especially the back end, has played so well. They've been dominant. What's the difference? Why is the back end of the defense playing so much better the last couple of weeks?
Sometimes it just takes consistency. Sometimes it just takes a slap in the ass to figure it out. And they got their ass kicked for 3 weeks there during that stretch run, the secondary, especially against guys like Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow. Obviously, those guys went down with injuries, but they still face elite quarterbacks in the NFL and got cooked. And sometimes that's a wake-up call for them. And I think the real revelation right now, and a guy that hasn't gotten talked about a lot because of just where he's standing, is Ambry Thomas. Ambry Thomas, they moved him to the outside and then moved Yamador Lenore inside of the nickel. And it's been a revelation since then. Those guys have been on a lockstep. I mean, Ambry had 3 pass breakups Sunday against the Eagles, and then Charvarius Ward finally kind of playing at that Pro Bowl level that they signed him to last year. And I think that's been the difference, is that
Isaiah Oliver too, right? Excuse me, but Isaiah Oliver was playing a lot. Now he's not playing.
I mean, he's playing backup safety because of their safety issues, but that's kind of it. And Isaiah Oliver is a good tackler, but not great in coverage. He was actually 0% grade-wise on coverage. So I think that's a big thing. And that was kind of a miss for sure for a free agent signing, but they figured out how to patchwork the secondary together. And as long as their 3 main guys, Ward, Thomas, and Lenore can stay healthy, I think that's kind of all you need. And as long as Gibson and Jair Brown, their rookie, can really just stay consistent, that's really going to be the key to their secondary. And I think Steve Wilkes kind of figured that out as well.
Where does Logan Ryan factor in?
He factors in as another veteran. He's not going to start right away. He's going to play some special teams probably as well. He's a veteran that's a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots and the Buccaneers. And he's a guy 2 years ago who had 117 tackles at starting safety. So I do think this is a guy that they kind of got on a steal. And yes, he is a little green in terms of not being in football shape because he was at home on the couch. He was actually on a cruise when he got the phone call that he was going to go to the Niners, had to stop drinking as soon as he got that phone call. But I do think a guy like Logan Ryan is going to be a good help to this team and a really big help to Jair Brown, who has had some tackling issues the last few weeks. And I think he has all the talent in the world. I just think he needs to kind of rein it in there and kind of get a little more experience and a little more veteran leadership behind guys like Gip and now with Logan Ryan.
Emil, you and Kyle Draper have kind of gone back and forth with this Eagles 49er thing. But it's the holiday season, and I like to bring people together. So given that Kyle's going to be at a 49er game for the first time this week, and you've been to many 49er games, how can you give him some advice, help him out? Where should he go? What should he make sure he sees? What's the best way he can maximize his experience here with his son at the 49er game?
Well, Kyle, it really depends on what you're trying to get out of the experience. You're trying to go a couple hours early and tailgate. You're just trying to go for the game.
Just go for the game. I got the kids with me. You know, I don't know anybody else. I'm not setting up tailgating or anything. I'm trying. The ease of getting in is that's the most important thing. Any insider tips on where to park and how to get in?
Yeah, there is a little bit of insider. It's a tricky spot to get into because there's only one way in, one way out at Levi's Stadium. And so depending on if you have a pass or not, if you don't have a pass to get in, there are some places down the road you can park at that no one's going to really say otherwise. Otherwise, you're parking paying $50 to get into Levi's Stadium. And then in terms of the game, I like to get there early, like at least like an hour early, just because you don't want to be rushed for time and you want to watch the guys warm up. You want to watch them go through their drills. It's really a lot of fun to watch. It's kind of like the paparazzi, especially with the Niners. There are so many people down there.
Like Steph Curry and the Warriors, like when people watch Steph warm up and everything, that kind of thing.
We've had we've had Klay Thompson, Joe Laco's been down there. We had a bunch of people. There's always obviously their celebrity wives and girlfriends come down there as well. It's kind of a who's who of like meet and greet down there. It's like you don't know who you're going to run into. So I think it's a lot of fun to go and just kind of interact and see the stadium, walk around, take a tour, go to the museum possibly. That's open during that time. But yeah, just go and have a good time, honestly.
All right.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Emil. We appreciate it very much. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you next week. Emil is brought to you by Timber Creek Golf Course. Visit timbercreekgolfcourse.com to book your tee time today. We got to take a quick time out. When we come back, the Kings and the Suns. Kings need a win. How are they going to get it? I have a feeling the High Flyer might have something to tell us about that, too, when we come right back here. It's the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open. Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I get it. Here come the Suns. Sure. Here come the Suns. Yeah. Thank you, Kyle Ledbetter. It's Whitey Gleason. Kyle Draper in San Francisco. Get ready for his pregame work on NBC Sports California. Who are you working with this evening, Kyle?
The great Mike Bibby. Yes.
A stranger to Arizona, Bibby. Right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, that's at 5:30. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
And look who's joining us here. He's a little early for his duties on game night. Henry Turner, the High Flyer. Hello, Flyer.
What up, Big Purr? What's happening, baby?
What's up with you, man?
What's going on?
Let's go.
Yeah, Kings could use a feel-good win. Henry?
Yes, no doubt. No doubt. I would have to say last game was a big-time letdown on two big levels. Number one, King should be in Las Vegas right now. Me and Cal should be putting a bet down on all black. We should be betting right now, doubling down. That was number one. Number two, you're down with the series with New Orleans. And it seems like if you look at it right now, both of these teams might be fighting for a spot. So you don't want to be down on the season series.
Yeah. How does that team that beat up the Kings so badly go in there last night and just roll over? That was hard to watch.
I don't think they rolled over, man. I mean, I think LeBron rolled over them. I mean, hey, and you know, I'm not a Laker fan by no means, but I call it the way I see it. LA Lakers came in there, man. It seemed like they took a page out of the Sacramento Kings book. They just ran New Orleans out the gym. Ran them. I mean, had Zion.
Which page is that in the Kings book? Because I didn't know they had that.
Yeah,
page.
we didn't.
Push the ball.
From the Kings.
Push the ball. You know, yeah, we saw it last year. Number one
Last
offense.
year. Yeah, last
Push
year.
the ball. And, you know, the Lakers got out, man. They got out in transition. They ran. They never did let, New Orleans get into a real, like a half-court set defense. They just pushed the pace and got to the basket and scored at will.
High Flyer joining us. High Flyer, I'm watching Tyrese Halliburton do his thing last night.
Ooh.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. That dude, that big three he hit, and then he do the Dame time, look at the wrist. How should we feel about Tyrese's success? Because part of me is sort of like, it's like your girlfriend. You wish her well. You want her to do great, go on, have a great life. But you're like, man, I used to have that too. We used to have that. How do you feel about Tyrese's success?
You know what, KD, you my guy, but I can't even look at it as a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, because I would hate on him for the rest of my life. I'm cruel that way. So, the relationship is totally different. But I look at it as a big brother, little brother situation. You know what? I'm going to always root for Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah. He was our guy. We drafted him here. He came here. He played his heart out for the Sacramento Kings, and he wanted to be here. You know, Whitey, whenever a guy says they want to be in Sacramento, because, for a long time, I'm not going to Sacramento. I'm not going to Sacramento. Your career dies when you go to Sacramento.
Right.
So whenever a guy say they want to be here and they're happy to be here, I ride with him, man. So you know what? I had a chance to talk to Tyrese when he came back for the first time, and I just told him, yo, bro, I thank you for what you did for this organization the time that you were on the floor.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the tough thing for a Kings fan. I don't begrudge him at all. He's tremendous. I've always loved Tyrese Halliburton. But the thing is, he has a big game, and you got in the national media idiots on X that say, oh, the Kings, they shouldn't have traded him. And they have no understanding of what actually happened. Keeping him was not an option. When the Kings had him, it didn't work. They traded him. They got Sabonis, and they made the playoffs. So why are these people saying so many stupid things over and over and over about Tyrese and the trade?
It was a great trade for both teams.
Yes, thank you.
It made both teams better because, you know what? Indiana looks at it as Sacramento Kings went to the playoffs with Sabonis. It wasn't working in Indiana with Sabonis and Turner. They had two big guys that couldn't play together. We had two small guys that couldn't play together.
Yeah.
So what you do? You trade big for small, and guess what? Both teams got better. Both teams taking off. Both teams playing better basketball than they played in a long time.
When Sabonis posts another triple-double like he just did, do you see on Twitter, the Pacers blew it? I don't see that. Do you see that, Kyle?
I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. No, you're 100% right. I don't know what it is about these two guards, Fox and Tyrese, but unfortunately, fellas, they are going to forever be linked together.
No doubt.
For some reason, they're going to forever be linked together. But it was a win-win, like you said, High Flyer. I said before, if Tyrese would have stayed here in Sacramento, this Kings team wouldn't have made the playoffs. They wouldn't have had the success that they're having right now. So the trade needed to be made for both franchises. As we look forward to tonight, a Phoenix team without no Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal, no Grayson Allen. On paper, I'm like, Kings got to get this W. How do you feel about that?
KD, you could put it on paper. You could take a picture. You could write it in a book. If the Kings don't get this game tonight, huge letdown. Because, see, you have to take advantage of these things.
Yes.
All right? Because everybody got Phoenix in front of us. So whenever you get to walk in to their arena, you're on the road. You're in hostile waters. Whenever you get a chance to walk in on their field and they're undermanned big time like that, you have to take advantage.
I will say Devin Booker is phenomenal. I love Devin
Yeah.
Booker. A lot of us said, oh, they're going to have issues at point guard, and he's doing a good job there. But he shouldn't be able to beat you by himself tonight.
At all. D-Book is nice, though. Let's not look down on that light-skinned bandit. No way, no how. Light-skinned must be making a comeback because these boys is playing some good ball. KD, we might be out, baby. We might be going on the way out.
Devin Booker,
hey,
you're right about that. High Flyer, I'm fired up for tonight's game, man. All the talk this week has been about the forward position, Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes. What do we need from both those guys?
Wow. First of all, we need Keegan Murray just to knock down some shots. And he looked like he had started to come out against New Orleans. And then when he had a little tweak back to his back or whatever, because he started the game pretty much good. Harrison Barnes, HB got to be aggressive. Whenever we have an aggressive Harrison Barnes, good things happen. The problem is when we have the Harrison Barnes that he likes to stand in the corner and watch the whole offense run, and he just stand there and watches.
Kyle Draper, great job as always. Have a great call tonight on NBC Sports California pregame. And you got, what is it, chill or no chill coming up, right?
Chill or no chill. Should fans chill or should they not chill?
All right, we'll be checking
Harrison
that out.
Barnes is going to be part of that, yeah.
Yes. All right, we'll talk to you Monday. Look forward to that. We'll be coming to you from the arena Monday. We got Kings basketball coming up, and it tips off with game night. The High Flyer, Scott Marcher next right here. Happy Friday, Sactown Sports.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people